again. So today I'm gonna be talking about your baby's learning to walk. I know for our baby, he's 11 months. He'll be a year old next week. And it's crazy to think like each kid walks different if you think about it. So let's hop into this video. So what I'm going to be doing is talking about the milestones that your kids reach when they start to walk, and then how we should let them walk. So let's get into it. So let's first start talking about that parents, we need to let our babies walk. So we always are concerned and we stress about their milestones, and we also stress and compare our baby to either when we started crawling or when our friends' kids started crawling. So we always compare our children to other kids that we see around. And I know it's normal to compare, but it's always not the best because our babies just want to walk at their normal progression. And that is between 8 months to 18 months. Like I started walking around 10 months, so did my brother. And I think my sister was a little bit later. And my husband was about like 11 months. And then we asked our family friend who has a kid and around our son's age, he started walking when he was 13 months. So just a month after his birthday. So every kid starts walking different, but it should be between 8 months and 18 months. I'm not a doctor. I've just studied child education and behavior and like human services. So, and I'm a first-time parent, so I might not necessarily get everything right. So always contact your pediatrician if you have any concerns. But if they are not walking by 18 months, you should bring it up with your pediatrician. Not saying that there's something wrong, just talk about it to your pediatrician. They know your child, I don't. And so do you, parents. But they'll know what to do. So I have some notes that I wrote down. So most babies from their typical milestones is they start sitting, which is around like, I don't know, 4 to 6 months, depending on your child. And then they start crawling, and then they pull up to stand, like on furniture or on like their, I don't know, activity centers or whatever you have. And then they start scaling furniture, and then they're walking. But not to say that all kids go through each of those milestones. Like, not necessarily like I hit those when I was a kid. But our family friends had kids that would crawl and then they just walk. Or some kids just sit, but they never crawl and they just walk. So you never know. And then you always, like, I know I can do it, but my husband is a little hesitant on it. I as long as I'm watching my son, I let him do it. I let him just like try to stand up, do whatever he wants to, like give him space from walking. And that has really helped him like learn to sit, go crawl, and then pull up on furniture and then start walking. So that's what it is. And I'll insert a clip down in this video of his like first few steps. It's not completely his first few steps because when he sees like me pull out my phone or my camera, he just won't let me record. He just like won't do it. He won't cooperate. But this time he did let me do it on my phone. So I'll insert it in this video. So not all kids are the same. But remember, if they aren't walking by like around 18 months, or if you feel like you have a concern about your child, bring it up with your pediatrician and just tell them your concerns, and then you'll work out a plan to see what's best for your child to move forward. So, to help to let your kids like learn to walk is by obviously giving them the space in a good environment. Like if you have a carpet in the room, let them learn to walk on the carpet, and explore their environment, either like outside, at a park, in the grass, just like the different textures too will be a lot easier for them. And then obviously for us, you do not want to stress. Sorry, the sun is blazing and I have the doors closed and it's frying hot in Southern California, so I'm trying my best, but the sun is hitting me right here, so sorry about that. And also, you do not want to rush your kid. Like, I want my kid to walk soon. Obviously, it'll be fun for him to walk. It'll be a little bit easier. I don't have to always hold him. I can have him just hold my hand. But you don't necessarily want to always just rush. As a first-time mom, I understand that. Like, I want to enjoy, like, the process. But I also didn't, like, think about it, like, obviously my son, he's only a child. So, as like, I was, like, one of the older kids out of my family. So, it did help and affect some of my siblings by me walking and them wanting to catch up and play with me or get whatever I had. So they walked like sooner. So that always helps, is when you have like older siblings, always helps because you want to have fun with them. So you tend to walk sooner, or in some other cases, you can have siblings who bring like anything that the baby wants, their toys, or bring the fun towards them. And so they don't want to walk. They just don't have the motivation. So you can either have those two if you have older kids and this baby doesn't want to walk. Just notice, oh, it's because the siblings are giving him everything. So for like things to like help your baby to walk, as long as we aren't like rushing them, is just having like a clean environment, like having clean floors, keep clean carpet, having like obviously baby proofed, but like having like couches and coffee tables that are easy for the kids to pull up so they can learn to walk around and remove the stuff that can be breakable that are in like the kids' way that they can have access to, and just like let them explore and let them try to walk. And then also what'll also help is if like you actually sat down on the floor and was like engaging with them and like playing, which I have noticed that has helped our son. Like, I engage so much. Like, I take like some of his toys and I'll play, and like he'll crawl to me and try to grab the item, or if I'm working at my desk and I'm like still paying attention to him. And sometimes I have his teething gel because he is teething on like my desk, and he'll actually stand up, pull up on the desk, and he knows the teething gel is right there nearby, and he'll pull it down trying to tell me like, I need my teething gel. But he knows it's on the desk, so he crawls, and then he walks. He pulls up on the furniture and lets me know. So he is learning to walk, and he's like so close. So you don't need a lot of stuff. And I'm gonna go into like products or like things that you can do to help your kids. So let's now talk about some of the products that you can do, or things. I tend to sometimes take my kid and walk down like our walkway of our apartment condo, and to like get him used to like walking it there. And then I've noticed now that he's starting to like grab the railings, so he'll like grab that just to help him with his balance, but that's fine. Is like a regular walker. We do have one of those sit-in walkers, but it's not always necessarily the best. People say like don't use them, and then some people say yes, but what I've done is just limit the amount of time that he's in it. I haven't seen any effect. Maybe he would have walked a little bit sooner, but I don't know. It just could just be him. So I would just get a regular walker of like one that he can actually push, and it has like a kind of like an activity thing in front on the walker. There's a wood one, there's a plastic one. I'll link a walker from Amazon, either a wood one or the plastic one, down in the description box. And you can also, we actually have one, it's a horse one, is a ride-on walker toy. So you could sit on it and like kind of push yourself, and then when they get older you can actually push the back of it, and it's really cute. My son actually is trying to learn how to push from the back too, but that's just what he wants to do. Lately he just wants to push things. We have other toys that also help him. A lot of push toys. So if you also watched my, I think it was baby's first gift idea video, I've talked about some of those walking ideas too. Some questions like I have been asked, and I know, should babies wear shoes? So it's yes and no. So typically your babies shouldn't be wearing like shoes when they're learning to walk. Yes, it is cute. You can dress up your kid wearing shoes. That's fine. But when they're learning to walk, they don't really need shoes, at least if you're in your house. Basically, barefoot is better. It like helps them teach to grip their feet on the ground. It helps them with their coordination and their balance. But it also, if you're in the public setting or a place that you don't know when they've cleaned it necessarily, more like public parks or whatever public outings, yes, shoes are fine. But I would get wide toe box shoes, and I'll also find it and I'll link it in the description down below. But you also want to make sure it's wide-toed shoes, like shoebox, and that has grippy soles. So as I was saying, that as I've lived near the beach, I've always grown up barefoot. So my kid is gonna probably be the same like me. So I just wanted to let you know this as I end this video, right before I show you the cute little video of my little son, like taking a few steps. So you also don't want to stress about your kid and trying to help them as much. Just give them that clean environment and let them learn and grow. That's what they're supposed to be doing, is learning and growing. And they'll get the hang of it once you learn. But you also do not want to be too like overbearing, hovering parent, because they're not gonna walk, because they're gonna see your reaction. You're not liking what they're doing, or not yelling, but not happy what they're doing. So don't stress out. So let's take a look at the video. I'll see you in another video. Bye.
Puppy! Which one do you want?